All right, let's go ahead and get started. I should turn on my lights. There. All right. Got my coffee, bedhead. Let's get into day 7. I had some issues with day 6, and I may go back to it, but I don't want to get hung up on that, so I'm just going to keep going. I'll probably come back and fill that in. All right. Historians take you to a familiar rope bridge over a river in the middle of a jungle. Chief isn't on this side of the bridge, though. Maybe he's on the other side. When you go across the bridge, you notice a group of engineers wanting to repair it. Apparently, it breaks pretty frequently. You won't be able to cross until it's fixed. You ask how long it'll take. The engineers tell you that it only needs final calibrations. But some young elephants were playing nearby and stole all the operators from their calibration equations. They could finish the calibration so only someone could determine which test values could possibly be produced by placing any combination of operators into their calibration equations. All right. Each line represents a single equation. The test value appears before the colon in each line. It is your job to determine whether the remaining numbers can be combined with operators to produce the test value. Operators always evaluated left to right, not according to precedence rules. Furthermore, numbers in the equations cannot be rearranged. Glancing into the jungle, you can see that elephants holding 2 different types of operators add and multiply. Only 3 of the above equations can be made true by inserting operators. Okay. 10 and 19 has only one position that accepts an operator between 10 and 19. Choosing plus would give 29, but choosing star would give the test value 190. That has 2 positions for operators. Of the 4 possible configurations of the operators, 2 cause the right side to match. 2 cause the right side to match the test value. Okay. Just need the total calibration result, which is the sum of the test values from just the equations that could possibly be true. Okay, that seems easy enough. Let's do day 7. What did I say? What did I call that? Prepare. Just prepare 7. All right, let's jump over to our package. We're going to add 7 to the list here. All right. So we have our test in place. Let's grab our function here. It's enum day 7. Okay, so for each, we're going to create a parser here to grab the left side. So we're going to grab, our output is going to be an array of int.self and array of int.self. That's what we're looking for. I don't want to use a hash because these numbers could be duplicated and that would ruin what we're working on. So I'm not quite sure about the input there, but this should work. So if this is the type that we're expecting, we're going to need a let parser equals parser. We're going to do many of something. So for each line, we can do let line equals a many parser of, no, this is actually just int.parser followed by a literal colon and a space, followed by many int.parser with a separator of space. Okay, once I have that, I need to transform this we don't need to transform it actually if we have the value there. This line needs to be the tuple type for that to work, I think. No, not int.self, just that. No, this isn't correct because we're not actually parsing at the moment. This is just a parser. What else does that need? Input and output. So that's going to be substring. User protocol must be typed any parser or some parser. Okay. Any parser cannot be constructed because, so that needs to be parser. Okay. What's wrong with this? Let me start over because I'm not sure what I'm missing here. So that's going to be lines is equal to parse many line separator. I don't know what I was missing there. Is it doing it all on one line a problem? No, it's not. All right, so at this point now, we're looking for matching lines. And that's going to be the lines that have a successful result. So we're going to maybe have a test function. Yeah. Test line. And then that'll be private static func. In fact, I'll just make it internal because we could write a test for it if we want to. And this is going to take the results and the operands. Wait. Cannot convert value of type sendable int tuple of int to expected argument type tuple of array. Oh yeah, so that should actually work. Let's just call it like this so we can be a little bit more specific. If I say test line and this one, I can put results and operands. So line here. That should be a tuple. What is this? Oh, yeah, duh. I did this last time too. We want to parse the input to actually get the data. Okay, so then here we'll get the sum. So we're going to do matching lines dot map to $0 dot reduce 0 plus, and we'll return that. All right, so we can do the brute force approach here in part 1. I suspect that part 2 will make that harder. So if we take our, let's say guard operands dot count is greater than 1, otherwise return true. No, return this will be false if it's empty. If it's 1, then we're going to just check to see if that equals the result. So in the case of, let's say, like 5 plus 4, we can try it first with, you know, plus and then with multiplication, and then see if that equals the result. However, then when we add plus 1, or rather a 1, we're going to have to produce every combination. If I did each one, yeah, and they're in order, ignoring precedence rules, which is good. So if I did each one, I could map both results to a dictionary, or a tuple, I guess. And the tuple would be plus, let's just do add would be, and mul would be $0 times $1. So that would give me 5 plus 4 and 5 times 4. Except I can't. Yeah, I can do that. Okay, so then. So what this would yield is 5 and 4 the first time around, and so that would be that would produce the result. Oh, this wouldn't work because I need this to be. Yeah, we can't do it like this. I don't know how to do this in a functional way because I like this approach because it gives you a sequence with the pairs here. But at this point, the second iteration of the loop, because we would get 5 and 4 as the first one, then 4 and 1 as the second one, and then this number would be then incorrect. I'm just going to say operands, and I'll say while nums nums.isEmpty. We'll have a total. I liked this approach way better because I need to continue with multiple branches. Yeah, for each one, I create 2 results. What is the result of adding and what is the result of multiplying? And then we continue until we're out of numbers. or one of these. All right, so if I have my because I need to iterate these in pairs. I can't just drop one number at a time. So I take those two numbers, just all but the given number. Remove first. Must not exceed. And it does not return anything. Okay. That is kind of annoying because remove first does return the element. Weird. All right. I think I'm going to do it this way. So first time through, we have an identity value here, so we get 5. Second time through, we'll be adding to this number, which will give us 9. We'll be multiplying, which will give us 20. And then 10 and 20 again. Okay. If totals.add equals results or totals.mul equals results, then we can return true. Otherwise, return false. I think there's a better way to do this. There's always a better way to do it. Big O is gonna bite me. What's up, Abizer? Big O is going to bite you. Pop first. Oh, there is a pop first. Okay. Yeah, Big O is definitely going to bite me. There is no pop first. I don't understand why. There should be a pop first, but whatever. I could write one. Big O is going to bite me, but this should let me get through part 1 at least. All right, so let's see what is happening each step through. So we're going to print test line with results : operands. And then I'm going to print totals here, and then print, let's do a defer, just a couple new lines. Oh, you can't do that on an array, really? What is the reason? Because an array is a sequence. This gives me an array.subsequence. Okay, let's look at a collection representing a contiguous subrange of this elements shares indices with the original collection. Default subsequence for collections that don't define their own is a slice. Okay. So when you do pop first, it changes the slice rather than changes the array. Is that what you're saying? Okay, so let's take a look at what we have here. 10 and 20. Let's take a look at our explanation here. 32767 has two positions for operators. One of the four possible configurations, two cause the right side to match the test value. Plus here, multiply there. Of the four possible, yeah, okay. 81 plus 40 times 27, or 81, both equal when evaluated left to right. Okay, 292 can be solved in exactly one way. Let's print out what we found. Okay, so the first one, yes. This one should have worked. So step 1, adding and multiplying is the same. Step 2, 81 plus 40 is 121. 81 times 40 is that. 141 plus 27. Oh, am I not... 81 plus 40 is 121. And then multiply 121 times 27. 3267. How did I get this? Oh, this is keeping things on the lane. It's either only adding or only multiplying. And I'm gonna have to explode. Yeah. Totals is going to end up being an array. Yep. We're going to map, we're going to flat map each one. This is going to get horrendously expensive, but we're going to flat map each one to an array of $0 plus num and $0 times num. And then if the totals because I know I'm adding 2 every time, so if it's the... Is there no, like, -2 slice? I don't want to do contains results unless this is a set, which it could be, because if I contain the result, I'm done. That's fine. I'm going to keep it an array. I really don't want to do this, but this is probably fine for this first part. Offset by might work on ranges. We'll do that and then that. Okay. Okay, no, none of them worked. What do you mean by offset by might work on ranges? So if I have something like this. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. So to get the last 2 items from an array, dot dot count -2. Well, dot 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 count. Yeah, I don't think that works. It does work. if you wrap it in parentheses. I'm actually not sure why that syntax doesn't work. Like if I do arrange, you're on an iPad, no worries. If I do a range of like that, this ends up being, yeah, so partial range through is the type that we're creating here. Unary operators must be juxtaposed. So you can't, there's just like a syntax problem with doing it the way that I wanted to. But I also don't know if that's going to work. Last two is equal to that. It looks like it may. I'm actually going to just try it. Oh, I forgot to add to the totals. So if I have a subsequence then for, well, I'm mutating the array every time. So I would have to do it inside of here, right? But it's still just an int. That doesn't actually help me. So this would turn it into a subsequence, and then what? I guess I'm not following. Let me do totals.append a and m. We will print them. And for total, oh yeah, of course, this needs to be, oh, I think that there are so many different solutions, and yeah, there are so many different solutions. It's kind of hard to apply the same strategies. That said, I may later I may later decide that, oh, okay, now I know what you were talking about. That will make more sense to me. So we can't loop over totals if we have none. So total's just going to start at 0, but it also needs to start at 1 because otherwise this one isn't going to work. And that's going to screw us up. So we really need totals to be the first number. And then we can drop first here. Okay, now our test succeeded, and it's going to get huge. Let's see what happens with the puzzle input. Day 7, part 1. And let's switch over to here and run it. One thing I know I can do is, as an optimization, is if one of these is already too big, unless there are negatives in the input. If there are negatives in the input, which I don't think there were, so if a number is already too big, we can just bail out and that one will never work. Where's the top level unexpected input? No negatives, thank you. I'm failing on the reading the input, and I can't quite tell where. This line 850 in the input, which is the last one. I think it's this end of line thing. I can't really tell what Xcode's doing here because I can't actually delete this last line. So I can't tell if there's a new line here or if Xcode's just being helpful. So if I, like for instance, if I backspace, I don't know. Hey Samuel, how are you? I ran into this on another one and I ended up just making that result sort of benign. Use a text editor. Sources, day 7, input. Yeah, no new line at the end of the file. Let's just make sure we have one. I'm good, chilling. Yeah, same. It's a nice chilly morning here and I have coffee. I know there's a setting to show me the characters, I think. But yeah, I don't actually... this just throws me off. It looks weird. You have a storm? Like a snowstorm, or is it rainy? I always need to see where folks are, because my rain and wind, my UK geography is terrible. It decided to give me Dallas. Oh, it's in London? Okay. Okay, let's see. Did I run it again? I think I did. Unexpected input still. Let's just double check that Xcode didn't screw me over again. Okay, there's a new line at the end of the file. Let's go look at our parser. Int, followed by that, followed by many many numbers separated by a space. We're doing many lines separating by a new line. I mean, if I give it another new line, I think it's just going to move the problem somewhere else. parser works if you lose the last line. You mean lose the last empty line? Like if I got rid of that, yeah, it's just moving the problem there. I'm not sure if it's something with the parsing library. Try Terminator for many. Oh, nice. Okay, I'm going to do this in multiple lines because many line separator. Man, Xcode is not wanting to help me today. All right, element is line. Separator is a new line. Terminator is the end. Is this not the correct one? What is this? Parser succeeds if the input is empty and fails otherwise. That? Is that the same thing? End works if there is no new line. All right, let me just try it. Okay, so this one is looking for one on the end of the input. There is no new line. Set list chars. What is the thing in Vim to show? Set list. Yeah, so now I can see the new lines. End works if there's no new line at the end. I do have an end of line here. Yeah, I'm not quite sure why that's... It's also weird that I got multiple failures. I am new to this parsing library, so... Okay, so for match multiple lines separated by that, and the Terminator parser that consumes any leftover input. What was it that you were saying? Backslash end? Yeah, I don't know what that is. Here? In the separator? Or the terminator? New line. White space. All right, that time it worked. That was a little painful. And as expected, this is hideously slow. I think what I'm going to do here is start by checking to see if A is greater than the results and M is greater than the results, then return false. Already too big. Let's not print the totals every time through. Printing is also part of the problem. Not the right answer. The answer is too low. Okay. I'm surprised that the answer is too low. Nineberry, what do you mean microphone? You want to know what my microphone is? Oh. This time it's not me. It's usually me. Okay, so that means I'm missing. Some of these are incorrect that should be correct. This is always a frustrating part because I don't know which one it is. So we just kind of have to check the algorithm to make sure that I'm not missing something. After appending, if our results are correct, we can actually do that here before appending. I may need to drop early to take my son somewhere. I'm trying to see if he needs a ride. I would like to get part 1 done, at least. Okay, let me rerun our tests to make sure that any of the changes I made didn't break something in the sample input. Oh, that's good. All right. Expected white space. Okay, that's not that's not helpful. Was that in my day 7 test? Yeah. Okay. I think. Okay. Can I do optional or this, will this mess it up? Maybe not. I'm just going to add a new line here. Okay, so our test is still working. Is that the same number I got last time? Yeah, so I haven't changed anything. Want a hint? Sure. I mean, if you already see what is wrong here, sure. I don't mind hints. Try without the result check. I did that already. Oh, I got a different answer. If we're already too big, then we can't add or multiply that number by anything to get the results. Yeah, this number is probably correct. Yeah, I'm missing why that worked. You only look at one of the items in the totals. Oh, you're right. I see what you're saying, yeah. I need to go through all of them first before bailing early. Later ones, the totals may be lower. You're right. If I sorted this, which would also be terrible, that might work, but... Okay, continue to part 2. Engineers seem to be concerned total calibration results gave them as nowhere close to being within safety tolerances. Just then you spot your mistake. Some well-hidden elephants are holding a third type of operator. The concatenation operator combines the digits from its left and right inputs into a single number. For example, 2 pipe 345 would become 1 2 3 4 5. All operators are still evaluated left to right. Now, apart from the 3 equations that could be made true by only using addition and multiplication, the above example has 3 more equations that can be made true by inserting operators. 156 can be made through a single concatenation. Okay, that can be made using 6 times 8, concat 6 times 15. Okay. Adding up all 6 test values, 3 could be made before using only plus, and the 3 that can now made by using pipes. All right, let's write a test. Let's move our input here. $11,387. And then this is part 2. All right, let's grab a static func parse input. Is going to return our tuple value. All right, this is going to be test line. We'll probably just do the same thing for part 2. Lines equals try parse input. That needs to be an array up here. Oh, I forget that I don't have Vim surround here. Does Xcode have a thing for that? Where I can select something and then just... No. Okay. This is going to be test line add mul, and then this one is, then I'm going to do the same thing for add mul concat. Surrounding works on my Xcode. Are you in Vim mode? What I'm used to doing is say VE to go to the end of the word, then shift capital S quote, which would surround it in quotes. I do that a lot. That's probably what it is. So if I'm in insert mode and I just hit a character, it just replaces. Oh, it works for quotes, but not... Oh, okay. You have to do the opening one. If you do the closing one, it doesn't work. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, so at this point now, I can say let C is a string of total plus a string of num, and then convert that to an int. That could produce a number that's too big for an int to fit, so maybe I do this. And then yeah, if C is results, return true. Maybe I'll just do it optional, and then I can do here, or C is results. I like that better. Cannot convert value of string. Oh, that's not what I wanted. And then if let C, or I'll just do C.flatmap totals.append. Can't do that. Totals.append $0. Day 7, part 2. Okay, test succeeded. Let's give it a shot. This is so slow. But there's only 850 lines. So, you know, I could perhaps throw async at this and do these in parallel or whatever. This is one of the things that I think would be interesting for Advent of Code is rather than, you know, throwing you a complicated challenge, which may result in you needing to do some performance tuning or, you know, there were some in past years where you'd run out of memory. It would be kind of nice for you to, like, I don't know if you've played Human Resource Machine or 1 billion humans, where you get a solution by, it's a programming challenge, iOS game. Once you finish your programming that gives you the right answer, it runs it for both smallest instruction number and performance. And I think that would be kind of a nice, like, okay, now that you have that, let's optimize it, or let's make the code cleaner, or let's do this. But I feel like I'm always just looking for the answer because it takes so long, looking for the answer and just moving on to the next one because there's always another challenge. Okay, that's not the right answer. Your answer is too high. Okay, so that means that one of these green ones is a false positive. So does this mean that it changes the result of a previous one? It does, because I can't just do this. No, it doesn't. They're still done in order, right? Concatenation operator combines the digits from its left and right inputs into a single number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would become that. All operators are still evaluated left to right. So 15 and 6 can be made through concatenation. Sure. This one can be made using using 6 times 8, which is 42. 426 times 15. Is that right? How that works? 6390. 6 times 8. It's 48 rather, not 42. 486 times 15. 7290. That works. Just gonna run a test again and make sure that I didn't miss something. Okay, let's see what is wrong here. Test line add mul concat. We're gonna write a test for for one of these. I don't know which one I want to do. Not one of those, but one of the ones that we ran when we ran it. So this is... okay, that's weird. All right, I'm going to take this one. As a test, and we'll call test line and mul concat. Okay, test func add mul concat. All right, and then let's, we're going to expect results. It is true. I don't know if this one is a correct one, but we can continue through this and just double check our work. So I'm going to set a breakpoint here. I know it's going to pass the test. I just want to see it working to make sure that I'm not missing anything. Okay, so we start off with 3. Oh, is that my problem? That... No, that's not my problem. Then we get A, M, and C. So we have 8, 15, and 35. And we will append them all. Now the next number is 263. And the total that we're working with at the moment is 3. How is our total 3 here? Yeah, this is weird because now I'm adding 3 and 263 to get 266, which isn't a number that I should be adding. What is a flat map for? C is optional because I'm concatenating two string converted integers. The result might be too big. Okay, so my totals can't... After going through my enumeration, I can't keep adding a future number to this total because that's not correct anymore. It has to be done with the previous round of totals. Right? So let's say I have this. This would be, let's say 41 plus 5 is 40. So let's say this is 47. This is the test case. I would start off with 5, and we would produce 3 totals. We would get 9, 54, and 20. Right? So this is adding, concatenating, and multiplying. So the next time through the loop, I should only be looking at these 3. And for these 3, I'm going to insert 3 more. Because I shouldn't be looking at 5 anymore, because that's essentially been consumed. So the next time through the loop, I'm going to start with 9, and we're going to be adding 1, so we get 10. Then 9 times 1 is 9, and then also 91. Then we do 54. 54 times, or plus 1 is 55. 541, and 54 times 1 is 54. So, and then I'll have 3 new numbers for this one. So that's like a new set of totals. I have to bail. Good luck. Have a nice weekend. You too. Thanks for joining. All right, next iteration totals is going to be that. And then we'll do... Oh, this is also strange because we're iterating over all of our totals and we're adding on to it as we're going. Next iteration totals. Dot append. And then totals equals next iteration totals. Can I do this? So after looping over all of the totals, I now get these, and those become my totals for the next round. Then I would create those become my totals for the next round. Okay, let's run the tests. Did it do all 3? Executed 0 tests with 0 failures. What? Test succeeded. All right. Let's run this one. Yeah, I have a smaller number this time. That's also not the right answer. Answer is too high. All right, let's go back to stepping through this one and see what else we can figure out. So totals is 3. The number we're looking at is 5. After iterating through this one, we get 8, 15, and 35. Okay. Now our totals are 8, 15, and 35, and our number is 263. So we have A, B, and C. That seems fine. Kind of looks like a tree structure, which is interesting. Yeah, point me where I'm going wrong here. Next iteration totals. Or if you have a test case that I can look at. Check A is result, or M is result, or C is result. Needs another condition. Oh, test case. Amazing. All right, let's run to this one. So this should be false, but it's returning true, I think. Oh, yeah, we're returning true too early. We need we need to wait till the very end after we've done all the totals. We need to check to see if that's the end. I think that this just shouldn't be in here. I've got to run through it all. I would have to basically check after iterating over all of the operands. Yeah, this is another thing that Advent of Code is not always great at, and perhaps intentionally, where they sometimes give you hints at they'll like highlight things like this one says 2 of them cause the right side to match the test value. I actually thought that meant that maybe I was going to have to figure that out in part 2, that more than one, but it wasn't. And then sometimes their test cases do expose deficiencies or whatever in your algorithm that would fail during the test. But yeah. Okay, so I guess every time through the loop, I'm trying to think if I can do this at the very end, because I would have to check so many of the last round. This next iteration totals would have to be preserved so that I could check it at the very end. So if I did that and then did this, if next iteration totals contains results, then we are correct. Let's run the test. I made a mistake here. Test failed. This one got true. Okay. Well, so maybe I've... Let's rerun just this one. The first time through, we're fine. Come on, debugger. Yep, let's run it again. Next iteration totals. So do I have 1, 2, 3 in here? I do. Next iteration totals isn't working the way I thought it should. Oh, because I do have to reset it every time through. Next iteration totals equals empty array. And then at the end, if we're out of operands, yeah, okay. Rerun the test. Test succeeded. All right, let's to that one. That's the right answer. All right. Yeah. Thanks, Nineberry. That was helpful. Share on Mastodon. Sweet. Okay. Before I finish, I'm going to, let's see, get except I want to add sources, AOC helper, and day 4. Day 5, that's test. Day 4, get add test. Day 4. Okay. I need to go on mute for a sec. Okay. I'm just going to grab the rest of the stuff and say day 6 and 7. I wanted to experiment with doing this async. So if I make this function, or if I call this function, this is going to test individual lines, which might take a little while. So what I could do for the test line is, let's see. I could make, or sorry, for the part 2, I could do this one, make that async. So if we did, let's say with task group of int.self, now we could say group.add task, and this operation gives us our child task result, which is if That needs to be 4 line and lines. Group.add task. We will do this is now async. That needs to be await. We're going to return the line line.0, the results, if it worked. And then after that, we're going to return group dot for await results in group. Is that right? Closure type. This one needs to return a string with the sum. Okay. And then this is now async. So how do we do this with a, let's see. Let's see. I'm not quite sure what I can do here. I don't know if I can just do await, try await. Or maybe I can. Build failed. Missing return here. Oh yeah. Else return 0. We don't need any of this stuff anymore. All right, let's run day 7 and just see, timing wise, that's way faster because we can run 850 items in parallel, which is pretty cool. The print statements don't make any sense anymore because obviously that's being interleaved, but that's fine. I think what I would have to do is only print once and then collect the result or something. But that's fine. I like that. Make day 7 async. Sweet. All right, that's it for today. Thanks for joining and thanks for the hints. I appreciate it. And I'm not sure if I will have time to do this tomorrow, but if I do, you'll get the notification and I'll post it on Mastodon. So have a great day.